Food System Summit and the process that started 4 years ago is probably the most important and the most valuable tool we have to achieve sustainable development and to make sure that we can also fulfill the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. I do believe that agri-food systems, the way that we produce, we process, we distribute, we use the food is probably the most important action of the human life that can make our environment better, it can take people out of poverty, and it can conserve our natural resources. But for this to happen, we need a new culture, a new way of doing agri-food systems, and this is what the UN Food System Summit has started, and we hope that the more we go, the more impact and the more results we see. Innovation and technology is at the center of the transformation. But we need innovation and technology that it's adaptable to the local conditions. We don't have sometimes solutions that they fit everything. We need to see what is the needs of each country. And each country needs to understand and use evidence-based approaches to choose the best innovation and technology tools that they exist. We also need to understand that innovation and technology is not only on what I will call on the hard part, is also the soft part. It's not only what kind of machinery we have, but it's also how we organize our food systems, how we make sure that information is available for everyone, how we make sure that all political decisions are based on scientific evidence and are not based only on political influence. The United Nations system as a whole has really come together the last years, and it's supporting countries to implement their food system pathways. And this is why also the United Nations has decided to create the UN Food System Coordination Hub, because the UN Food System Coordination Hub is not here to replace other organizations, but to put all of them together and deliver as one to the countries to support their food system transformations. So all the UN together, of course with the leadership first of the three food agencies, the FAO, the WFP and the IFAD, are working together with other agencies like UNEP, UNDP, UNICEF, WHO in the field to provide capacity development, technical support, policy support, which are very important for the countries to develop more sustainable agri-food systems. I think first of all countries need to learn from each other. So in the work we do in the hub, we support this peer learning. We bring the countries together at both the regional and the global level. But not only the countries and the non-state actors, the civil society, the indigenous people, the micro and small medium enterprises, the farmers are extremely important for this journey. Another thing that the countries can do is to start testing models that they work in for each country to another one that has similar conditions. So I think it's extremely important that countries, for example, do mutual field visits to understand how some countries have done success in their agri-food systems. And it's also very important to share information, because the natural environment is something that doesn't really have physical borders. I mean, no, actually it has physical borders, it doesn't have administrative borders. The countries have administrative borders, but the ecosystems they don't have. So the countries need to cooperate to make sure that the natural environment, the ecosystems that they are supporting, the agri-food systems and the life, the countries cooperate to keep them sustainable. I've seen a very comprehensive strategic plan of the government with 6 specific points, and I think it's very good. That includes a lot of things like increase of productivity, but at the same time focus on inclusion and women and greening the agriculture. The UN Food System Coordination Hub has a program which we call it the Convergence Initiative, and we try to put together the teams that they work on food system transformation, climate action, biodiversity action and nutrition. And Ethiopia is one of the first pilot countries that we are implementing this initiative. And we are very proud that Ethiopia has developed already what we call a convergence action plan. And I was very pleased to see this in the opening session. And this convergence action plan is the proof that Ethiopia really wants to have a holistic and systemic approach when it comes to the food system transformation. And from the UN Food System Coordination Hub, we will continue to support Ethiopia in these efforts. Ethiopia is the cradle of the civilization. It's where a 4-foot creature became human. And this happened because there was a natural environment that allowed for this to happen. The ecosystems, they were the ones that they allowed the human to become what we have become today. So Ethiopia really is not only the cradle of humanity, but is the torch keeper for the continuation of humanity. And I think they need to showcase that the nature conservation, the protection of the biodiversity, the action on climate should start from Ethiopia and spread all over the world.